Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with CandiWare. And today I have some princess cabochons to work with you. Now this is sponsored content from Guess What's Funny on Alibaba, and I will definitely put a link in the description box below, so I really hope you do check them out. And now into working with these beautiful long-haired princess cabochons. So first we're going to be taking some masking tape, and you want masking tape that is long enough, or wide enough I should say, for you to be able to put them on the full piece like that. Now they were kind enough to give me these cabochons as well as this really cool silicone little cup to work with, as well as the resin. So as far as I can tell, they're really great products, and I love using the silicone mug or cup because it's easy to use and you can clean it and use it again. So I'm using some of the craft cast, and I'm adding that to the UV resin, and I added that in, so this is what the container looked like, to give it some color for Ariel's hair. And then I kept some areas open because I wanted to end up using some different color, almost like giving her highlights. So I ended up using some blush, and I mixed that again in the silicone cup since they were roughly the same color. And then I just cleaned up the piece once I was happy with where everything was. This cabochon sadly did not sit flat, so hence why there's a little bit of resin coming out of the bottom. Now I added some clear resin to her face, and then I added a whole bunch of the Martha Stewart little stars on her hair, and then also the Martha Stewart hearts for her face, and then I had some extra little shells lying around in my place, so I added those into her hair also. And then you can use either a UV torch or put her in a UV box and leave that for about 10 minutes is what I'd like to do. So next we're going to be working with Alice. This time I decided I would try this in a different way, and I would try adding resin into each little divot and then add the color in. Needless to say, I didn't like this option as much because it was harder, or just took a little bit longer, so do keep that in mind. And also you don't really get the pigment color exactly accurate, and I made it a little too dark. So then you can do the tops of her hair, her little bow, and then I realized, oh poop, I filled the part that's supposed to be bow as hair, so I just went back and fixed that. And then you can just use a cotton swab to clean up any little mess up. Then I'm adding in some of the clear again just to add into her face, and we're going to add some more sparkles, and we're going to mix that around. And then I'm adding some microbeads to her hair this time, give it a nice little different style. Next we're going to be working with Rapunzel, so this time I just decided to put the UV resin on my tile. And then again we're going to be using the Easy Cast yellow, but this time we're not going to add as much, so just a very, very small amount. And then we're just going to add that into her hair. Once we have that filled up, I am just taking some other fun sparkles I have at home, and I'm just adding them into each little piece. Now I'm adding in some more clear resin again. And I'm adding a little bit more clear resin just on her hair so that we can add on the little extra flowers I had laying around. So we're also going to add in just some really simple sparkles into her face. And also added some stars And then we're going to add on the flowers. And then you can UV torch that. Lastly, I'm not really sure, but I think this is jasmine, but I wanted to go something more fun than black, so I went again with the blush. And I like using blush because it's just something easy that you have around the house and you can just add that right in. And yeah, there's going to be little flecks of color that don't completely add or mix in, but honestly, I don't really have a problem with that because of the adding of sparkles and things like that to the hair anyways. You actually can't really tell, so it's not a big deal. So then we're going to be adding into each individual little hair piece. We're just going to add in all of the pink. And then the clear again inside the face. And then I'm adding some, I think these are glow in the dark stars. I'm just adding this all over her hair. And then other little sparkles, and then putting in some hearts in her face. And then I added just a little bead that I had onto her hair. So I like to take off the tape and then I'll actually put it back in the UV box for probably another minute or so, just to make sure that everything is completely dry, because sometimes if it can't hit the other side, it doesn't always dry like you want it to. But here is the end result of all of the princesses. I really love how they turned out, and I loved all the products from Guess What's Funny? Aside from Ariel, who was slightly turned up, and that's why some of the color came out, but I tried to chip off as best I could what was there. But anyways, so these are the princesses, and thanks so much for watching. Follow me on Twitch, link is down below. You can follow me to see how I even made these the other day. Hope you have a great weekend. Bye guys!